Hello and welcome to the Timeslot. This week I have something very special with me, the IWC Portugieser annual calendar. Now IWC have a 5-year revolving plan for their watch ranges, and this year it's the turn of the Portugieser range to be refreshed. The reason behind this approach is that the planning and design of the new features is a multi-year process. For me, this year's range of watches were the highlight of the Salon International de Haute Horlogerie, or more as it's commonly known, SIHH, held in January in Geneva. Unlike a perpetual calendar watch, which takes into account the leap years, the annual calendar will need to be adjusted for February and additionally if there is a leap year. As this is a refresh of the range, the annual calendar has a new caliber, the 52850 with 2 barrels, giving it a very impressive 7-day power reserve. This is indicated by the sub-dial at the 3 o'clock position, and the whole dial is balanced by a hacking seconds dial at the 9 o'clock position. The dial is worthy of special comment. There are 3 variations of the Portugieser annual calendar: a silver dial with either a steel case or a gold case, or, for my mind, the one which you should have, the blue dial with the steel case. This has a level of elegance that some watches can only aspire to. Readability is extremely high, but it doesn't rely on superluminova. The silver numbers have a high reflectivity and make it very easy to see the time from almost any angle. But the big ticket item here is that annual calendar. Set in an arc at the top of the watch, it replaces the numbers 11, 12 and 1. The 3 windows from left to right are month, date and day, and are constructed from 3 wheels. The centre date is actually the largest wheel, covering the whole circumference of the movement. The month and day are much smaller and are mounted at the 11 and 1 o'clock positions underneath the main dial. The initial setup of the watch can be a bit time consuming if you received it with an incorrect date, and as with any calendar watch, it's worth noting that you should never set the hands backwards, as this can upset the movement. In reality, if you buy a Portugieser annual calendar, I'm sure that IWC will provide it to you with the correct date. The view from the back is also very special. The sapphire glass lets you see the whole movement, which is extremely pretty, and especially that large winding rotor and weight for the automatic movement. The large flat back also helps with the fit. There are watches, and then there are watches. Each one is the result of the efforts of the designers and the engineers that created them. When searching for a watch, there are lots of things to take into consideration, but how it looks and makes you feel is very important. As soon as you put this watch on, you know that it's something very special. The steel case sits well on the wrist and is so comfortable in everyday wear. As the poet John Keats said, "A thing of beauty is a joy forever," and owning the IWC annual calendar would certainly be a joy. This is the Timeslot. I'm Ian Ellery.